Top snowboard boots in 2022. Snowboarding is some of the most incredible fun you can have in the winter season. It turns winter into its own little world where you have a brief window of time where things are cold enough, snowy enough, and at the same time, clear enough to let you snowboard. Not to be killjoys or anything, but this is where we have to point out the importance of safety in choosing the right snowboard boots for such an activity. Choosing snowboard boots is not at all like choosing normal shoes. Most times, normal shoes just have to keep your feet from stepping on glass and rough terrain. Maybe if you go hiking, they need to be waterproof or insulated. Snowboarding shoes are different. To begin with, the size of their soles needs to match your snowboard, the size of which will be determined by your height. They'll have to be low enough to let you maneuver and high enough to let you control the snowboard in a pinch. And of course, they still need to be protected from the elements to keep your toes from freezing off. There's a lot to consider, from the terrain you expect to deal with to your own experience level. That is why we are here to help guide you through the best snowboard boots of 2022. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. This video is presented by Outdoor Obsessed. Number 1. DC Scout. One of the best policies you can employ when shopping for snowboard boots is to keep it simple. The DC Scout specializes in simplicity. What does that mean? Well, for one, it means that the shoe is easy to adjust. Easy adjustments are critical for anyone who is looking to snowboard throughout the day, whether they're brand new or a seasoned veteran. No matter what you do, if you're going all day, your boots will start to shift and loosen. No boot is immune to this. The DC Scout focuses on making adjustments easy with quick-release latches that can be tightened with the coiler on the front. This also makes it unlikely that anything will force them open, since all of the tightening and straps are inside the boot's shell. Naturally, underneath the outer shell is the waterproof and insulated layering. These serve to make sure no snow melts into your feet. The flexibility of the shoe itself is very middle of the road. That isn't a judgment of its quality, but an appraisal of how much it literally flexes under pressure. If you lean into it, the boot will bend a little, but not a lot. That means it offers a lot of general control as opposed to sharp control. This boot is great for newcomers and experts alike, putting it at the top of the list. Number 2. BURTON MOTO BOA. Word salad name aside, this is another snowboard boot with a coiler tightening system. This one has the laces visible on the outside though. Not enough for them to come undone, but enough for you to have an idea of what is consistently comfortable, which is more intuitive. What really sets the BURTON MOTO BOA apart from similar shoe designs is its soles. You see, most soles for hiking, skiing, and snowboarding are either ribbed or adhesive. That means they either use ridges in the sole to dig into the ground or adhesive to stick to it. This boot uses both, which makes it particularly good for dealing with ice and inclines, where one or the other method alone would not give you great friction. It is also more flexible than usual. Again, this is great for going up steep terrain and unforgiving environments. It does sacrifice some tight control for your snowboard, but if you're going down a steep mountain, you probably need your control to be more gradual to avoid turning at high speeds, which can easily cause you to flip over. If you can't tell, there are layers to this boot's design that fit it into a very particular niche. So if you expect to be dealing with rough terrain or intense hills, this is the boot for you. Number 3. DC Phase. The last two snowboard boots have used dials that tighten the straps and laces of your boots for you. So why does the DC Phase use normal laces? Are constrictors not the wave of the future? The DC Phase is a throwback design deliberately meant to appeal to newer snowboarders. To make a long story short, yes, constrictors are ideal, but they are not perfectly intuitive. Most people understand laces far better. So DC made a boot that appeals to that. However, DC also knows that its customers value performance. They are a sporting shoe brand after all, also known for their skateboarding and running shoes. So they decided to make a shoe for beginners that has the rigidity that a person would need in order to really maneuver on a snowboard. The result is the Phase. a boot meant for the beginner with ambition. Fortunately, the laces are made out of the same polymer material that the rest of the boot is, meaning that they are waterproof and wind resistant. They will not absorb water, nor will they freeze in the wind chill, making them easy to manipulate at a moment's notice. Take some time to think about how you picture yourself snowboarding. The DC Phase is the boot for you if you want support for doing tricks. Number 4. System APX. Another open lace boot, but this one has a bit more going on under the surface. The System APX was made with versatility in mind. What does that mean in terms of snowboard boots? It means two things. First, it is easy to fit onto anyone who wants to wear it. It has a special gel insole that conforms to the foot of the wearer, making it more comfortable the longer you wear it. This insole also helps absorb impacts, making it a great boot for anyone who finds their feet getting tired when they ride. But that's not all that versatility means. It also means that it's in the middle of the flexibility spectrum. Remember, a rigid boot is good for sharp maneuvering, while a flexible boot is better for gentle movements at high speeds. This sits in the middle, which ideally means you have a lot of control over your snowboard. It makes it either good as someone's first snowboard boot, or good once they have a style of snowboarding. Anyone in between will have to adapt, but they picked a good boot to do that in. The System APX is great for all skill levels and has the standard wind and water protection for most environments. Number 5. Head Coral Boa for women. Most snowboarding shoes are not highly gender specific, and for the most part, this one is no different. A man can wear this boot too, but it should be noted that differences in men's and women's snowboard shoes do have a degree of reality to them, chiefly their size. Women's legs are proportioned slightly differently from men's, and this difference can have a cascading effect, ending up with parts of the calves and ankles being misaligned with some boots. The Head Coral Boa for women is a performance snowboard boot specifically for women, incorporating elements of water and wind resistance and flexibility. It has a constrictor tightener at the center for adjusting the boot easily, as well as a mesh insulator for keeping its weight low. Specifically, the top of the boot is low while the bottom of the boot is designed to be a little heavier. This allows you to adjust your angle with less effort, an important tool for giving tight maneuvering options to an otherwise flexible boot. All in all, the advantage of this boot is mostly in its unique internal shape and design, allowing it to fit someone's foot even if they are normally not comfortable in most snowboarding boots. If you are a woman looking to do some snowboarding, whether you are new or experienced, then this is the boot most likely to take the shape of your feet and legs into account. Like we said before, a big part of what makes a good snowboard boot good is your own needs. If you need a boot that is more maneuverable, easier to control, tighter, looser, or whatever, then you can definitely find one, but only if you are looking for that boot. Know what level of experience you are at. Know what environment you're getting yourself into. We don't want to be killjoys, but it is a matter of safety. Fortunately, all of these boots have safety in mind, and that is a big part of the reason they are our top picks for snowboard boots in 2022.